When the Multiversus beta released in July of 2022, it was very popular. This led to incredible growth of all the characters their metagame. Near the end of the Multiversus beta's lifespan, there was one character that was considered to be the best in the game, no questions asked, and that character was Jake. But since the full release of Multiversus in May of this year, Jake has not been the same, or even worse. He is the complete opposite of what he used to be. Hello guys, my name is Vexel, and today I'm going to be talking about how Multiversus killed Jake and made him go from the best character to the possible worst character in the game. Now do note that usually for these type of videos I would use tournament gameplay so you guys have something interesting to watch while I talk. Now since the full release of Multiversus there has been no footage that I could find of a good Jake player in tournament. So when I'm talking about Jake on the full release of Multiversus later in this video, I will be using my own gameplay. But for the first segment in this video I will be talking about Jake from in the beta, so I will be using footage from the beta, which is tournament gameplay, so you guys do have something interesting to watch. When I use my gameplay, do note that I'm not a professional Jake player nor a professional Multiversus player. I do kinda know what I'm doing with the game, but I'm not really good at Jake, so don't expect a lot. Now before we do anything else, we need to know what made Jake the beast he was. Well, Jake had insane combos. All of his moves comboed into and out of each other, and these combos did a ludicrous amount of damage. And even though I haven't found any clips of this myself, apparently Jake had some touch to deaths as well, and down air was a problem, and a big one at that. It was his main and best combo starter, it is what started his touch to deaths, and if you got hit by the move, you could expect to take at least 50% damage if the Jake player knew how to do their combos right. Something that made Jake down air even crazier is that you didn't have to finish all 3 of the hits. Current Jake has to finish all 3 of the hits of his down air, which affects him negatively, since after the 3rd hit, the opponent will have too much knockback to be able to combo them. But since old Jake didn't have to finish the move, he could get kill confirms out of just the 1st hit of down air. Down air could do anything. It could probably make your breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you really wanted it to. I pretty much said this before, but another thing that made Jake so good was his move synergy. All of his moves worked together really well, his skill power was really good, his damage output was crazy, he overall had everything a character could ask for. All his moves had really good frame data, his neutral was really impressive as well. You had to watch out for a lot of things. Even though down air was the best combo starter, it wasn't his only one. Like I said, all of his moves combo into or out of each other, which means that he could combo you if he hit you with almost any move. His side air had really good range, which means that if he wanted to, he could just spam side air and make you approach him and punish you for doing so. Like I just said, side air has really good range, but so did up smash. He probably had some of the best range in the game. His disadvantage was also pretty good since he had a lot of moves to stall in the air so his opponent couldn't catch him, and he had great ways to get back to the ground pretty fast. Now you know why Jake was so good in the Multiversus beta. Now let's move on to what makes Jake so bad in the current state of Multiversus. Before we actually get into that, I want to tell you guys that I made a second channel where I will be posting gameplay videos. I have already posted my first video on there, so go give it a shot, and I will also be posting a Jake video that's kind of a sequel to this video, but just gameplay. If you want to check that out, the link will be in the description. Now let's get further into the video. Why is Jake so bad now? Well, let's start with changes that weren't specifically for Jake, but more for the game in general, like the game speed. As we know, the game was way faster in the beta than it is now. This already made his combo game worse since he can't catch up with opponents that are in knockback. The introduction of the dodge meter also nerfed his combo game since a lot of his combos involve dodge jumping or dodge attacks. But now you can't really spam that anymore since your dodge jumps and attacks get way worse when you have no dodge meter left. Now let's talk about changes specifically for Jake. I feel like in general his frame data got nerfed really bad. I don't know if this is true, but it does really feel like it. A lot of his moves are pretty slow, which also makes their use in combos a lot worse. Now, a really big nerf is down air. His down air has a lot more hit lag than before, and it was changed in a way where it's way harder to combo off of it when you hit it. Not only that, but you can't cancel his down air anymore on the 2nd or 3rd hit, which got rid of a lot of his combos and kill confirms, which on its own made his damage output way worse and his skill power way worse. The nerf to his frame data, down air, and the changes to the game speed were all detrimental to Jake. They all pulled their own weight when it came to nerfing Jake. In general, Jake has literally nothing going for him and has way too many weaknesses. But does Jake actually have nothing going for him? Jake does have a few things going for him. As I said, the skill power is pretty bad, but there is a chance that if Jake catches you lacking in the air, that you just die to up air at like 50 or even 40%. But even that is situational. Something that was pretty obvious is that Jake, his neutral special is really good. His neutral special is one of his only kill moves, but can kill really early. Jake even has a setup with neutral special, which can kill you at 0%. If you get hit by Jake neutral special in the corner of the stage, he can spit you out against the wall, and then combo that into another neutral special for a kill. Now do take take this with a grain of salt because I don't know if this is a true combo or not, but I know it can happen. I tried to find some footage of this, but I couldn't really find anything, so I tried to do it myself, but honestly I couldn't, so there's no clip of it in this video, but you can probably find it somewhere. So you see, Jake does have stuff going for him, but this still doesn't make up for his flaws. But how could Multiversus make Jake great again? I think it would be really great if Jake had a good approach option. Right now he has no way to actually get into the opponent, and that really does not benefit him. I also feel like they should definitely buff his frame data a bit more because a lot of his moves are really slow and can be easily avoided. Right now Jake's game plan is really obvious, which makes him very predictable. This causes opponents to just avoid that one thing that Jake wants to do and win. I feel like he needs some more variety in his game plan. I don't know how they could do this, but I know there's a way. The last thing they need to buff is his combo game. I feel like Jake would benefit a lot from being able to combo out of dash attack or nair and maybe even down air. I'm not saying he needs really crazy combos like before, but just some good 3 to 4 hit combos would go a long way. The last thing I think they should buff, but it's not really a must, is giving Jake some invulnerability on some of his attacks. Like on his fist when he does side air, on his axe when he does a grounded up attack, or on his spike ball when he does up air. Right now, players can just hit Jake while he's doing his only moves with good range, which kind of makes them useless and kind of gets rid of the whole long range playstyle. These are things that I think they could buff in order to make Jake just a bit better than he is now. This is going to be it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments if you agree with what I said or not, and tell me if I forgot anything. If you enjoyed this video, a like and a sub would be greatly appreciated. Tips in the comments on how I can improve my content are always welcome, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.